Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited for today's video because we are working on an area that really needs some help. This is an area that I have seriously neglected, and that is our entryway. Right when you walk into our apartment, it's basically a long hallway where we just kick off our shoes, and it's also where packages go to die. So we are going to change that. Entryways are pretty much the first impression that your guests have when they walk through that door. I wanted to feel more purposeful rather than an afterthought. There really is not much to see over there, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an overview anyways. And before we start, I have to thank 3M Cloud Drywall Picture Hangers for sponsoring today's video, but more on them later on. I think that most people wouldn't think to decorate this area, but we have so much real estate to just hang stuff up and really make this a statement. So I really want to highlight this area somehow. I'm thinking that on this wall, we can add a gallery wall. And if you're coming from the front door, there really is no space to put a bench or anything, so I think the best spot might be over here, which we currently just have all of our shoes just kicked off in this little corner. I want to figure out a way to add storage somehow, so I think this is the best place to do it. I think the name of the game here is definitely to use all of this vertical space, which right now it just looks like a big empty white box, which is definitely not inviting, so I'm going to use this to our advantage. Okay, one last look in this hallway. It's gonna look so different when we're done with it, and we are gonna start with the first project. I think it is tradition at this point that I make a piece of artwork for every makeover that I do. I wanted to try my hand at creating a koi fish yin yang type of artwork, and I wanted to do it at a larger scale on this wood panel that I bought, so I am using my projector for the first time ever. So I actually bought this when we first moved in. We had no TV, no entertainment, so I bought a projector knowing that I would use it for projects. So I'm so happy that I'm finally putting this to use. I really wish that I had this when I was doing larger scale projects like murals. It would have made my life so much easier and would have saved me so much time, because freehanding is great, but when you're working on a larger area, it's hard to get things to scale. So using a projector like this is super helpful. And even at this size, it's not too big, but I love that I don't have to like print out multiple pieces of paper to trace it. I can do it directly on here with the projector. So this is my first time ever trying it out. I think it's gonna go well. I'm just gonna go in at first with pencil, and then we're going to trace over the whole thing with paint. Yay, let's do it! This is the only time that I'm glad that it's actually cloudy out, because it's helping me see the actual piece. A little bit of an update, this is helping out so much, but my hands are like shaking. I think I drank too much matcha today. I've never had caffeine jitters like in my hands before, so this is very weird. So tomorrow when I go and actually paint on this, I'm definitely not drinking any caffeine beforehand. So when I went and shopped for the supplies for this project, I took the time to look at the more quote unquote fine art supplies like paintbrushes, acrylic, oil paint, canvases, mixing medium, and it brought me back to my high school days walking around school with this big portfolio with a piece that I was working on in there. I took art classes throughout all of high school. It was obviously my favorite class of the day. By the time I hit junior year, I was taking AP art classes, and I knew that I probably wasn't gonna go to art school. It just didn't feel realistic for me to pursue art as a career at that point. I only thought that I could do it for fun and as a hobby, and I would go to the art shop and just dream about getting all the supplies one day and what I would create with them. So as I picked out the red paint for this project, I had a little sense of pride just walking down the aisles, knowing that I fulfilled high school Tina's dream of becoming a full-time creative. I specifically remember this one conversation that I had with my art teacher. He asked what I was planning to do for college, and I told him that I applied as a pre-pharmacy student, and he was very surprised that I wasn't gonna go and try to get into an art school. And I remember that my exact response was that even though I might not enjoy this field that I'm going into, I'm going to learn to love it. And right when I said that, he just had this look in his face that he knew this was not going to work out. And looking back on it now, I wish I told younger Tina to just go pursue your passions, because you really only live one life. You only have one chance to do what you love. And still to this day, I cannot believe this is my job, that I get to make things and I get to share them with you all. And if it's not already apparent in my videos, I am just so grateful, because I never thought that in a million years this would even be a possibility. So whether you've been watching for a few years or this is your first time ever seeing my channel, I just want to say thank you for making this possible. These were just some of my thoughts that I had while I was painting this fish, and I just wanted to tell you guys how much I love every single one of you guys. So thank you so much. And now I'm gonna BRB and go cry now, because this just sent me down memory lane. Okay, we are on the last leg. We're almost done. We just have to fill in this red koi fish, and I am having so much fun with this. This really reminds me of red ink tattoos, which are so beautiful, and something about this wood grain with this red color is just so appealing. It just pops against the pattern so well. And I think what I'm gonna do is also do a red border on the edge here, and that will really make it stand out. Today is the day. We are finally getting stuff up on the walls, and I am so excited. I have been waiting to do this like literally since we moved in. So we're gonna hang up tons of decor and wall art to really make a statement right when you walk in. I am using my trusty 3M Claw drywall picture hangers to get the job done. 3M is sponsoring this video, and you guys already know I am such a huge fan of everything they make. Like, they literally can do no wrong. And every time I use these, I get questions on what they are. So these are the 3M drywall picture hangers, and if you haven't heard of these before, they are going to change your life. I first saw these go viral I think a little over a year ago, and now I keep them stocked just so that I can hang things up at a moment's notice. There are a few things that I keep in my DIY home arsenal at all times, and this is one of them. They're super versatile with hangers designed to hold up to 65 pounds, which is crazy because that is a lot of weight, but there's no drilling required when you install them, which means minimal damage. As a renter, it's super important to me to be able to remove them easily, and also to patch up the teeny tiny holes left behind. I used these all over my last apartment. They worked flawlessly, and I got 100% of my deposit back. So this is the corner that I want to hang a beautiful mirror, and I'm gonna hang it up all by myself to show you guys how easy it is. So it comes with these little spot markers, which are really great in taking out all the guesswork of where you should be placing these. I measured everything out, and I leveled it to make sure that everything is straight and centered. I'm gonna place a spot marker exactly where I need the item to hang, and this is gonna get it perfect every time. There are no tools required, so you just push it in with your thumbs. And if you notice, I actually didn't have to use a stud finder. Just align the notch on the bottom of the hanger to the top of the spot marker. And this is great, especially for gallery walls when you don't want limitations of studs to dictate where you can hang your decor. Wow, you guys, this instantly made this hallway feel larger and also taller. That was seriously so easy. I love the 3M Claw drywall picture hangers, and if you guys want to check them out for yourself, I will have them linked down below. Now we have to add a little cabinet, put on some decor, and it's gonna look even better. I am double checking the placement here because I need this at the perfect height. Short people live here, so it can't be too high. I can't even tell you guys how much of a difference this makes, because we didn't have any mirrors for like the first 2 months of living here. We would have to go run into the bathroom and check our outfits. I couldn't even see my full outfit. So now that we have this here, it's great just to put on a hat, check yourself in the mirror, and if I wanted to, I could stand all the way at the end of the hallway and see the full fit with my jacket on, ready to take on the day, ready to take on Chicago. I'm really happy this is finally getting done, and I did leave a couple of marks hanging this up. I noticed that this paint stains and scratches so easily, so I'm gonna get some touch-up paint. I just put in a required requests, so I'll do that throughout this whole project. We're gonna put in the shoe cabinet right here, and in this Asian household, we do not wear shoes in the house. It's the first thing that we do when we walk in. We kick off our shoes and put on our indoor slippers, and as I've gotten older, I honestly can't even walk around the house with just socks on anymore. It doesn't feel right. I need to be comfy. I need to have some type of cushion now. Let me know if you guys are the same way. I have tried so many different types of shoe storage in the past, and I think it really depends on how you live and the space that you're working with. Since this is very narrow, we want to make sure that there's enough space to walk, so I got something that is pretty narrow. It doesn't come out far at all. I wish that I could add a little bench here to add even more storage, but there is just no space, so this is gonna double as a console table to put our keys and little decor things. Our shoes were just taking over the floor space, so this is gonna be such a big upgrade. As you can imagine, I have tons of artwork, wall hangings, and decor that I just have sitting in a closet, and they deserve to be on display. We're gonna fill up the whole wall, and I want to get this right because what you guys don't see on camera is how many times I actually mess up the placement, and I make way more holes on the wall than I need to. So we are gonna take the time to plan this out using a foolproof method that I have yet to try myself. I don't know why it's taken me this long, but we're gonna plan out the whole layout with some craft paper. I'm tracing over my frames, and I'm marking off all the hangers to make sure that I get this right the first time around. It is so fun to look back on all of the pieces that I've made, which I'm curious to see which piece you guys can spot that is the oldest that you've seen on my channel. At this point, I've lived with some of these through so many places, and I just love seeing the evolution of the type of artwork I like to make, the techniques, and how I made them throughout the years. And it's so cool to see them all together like this because even though they are all very different styles, they somehow work really well together. Good morning, you guys. It's a new day, and I'm ready to put all of the pictures up. Can't believe I haven't tried out this technique before because it did make it really easy to move everything around if I felt like it was off, which I did do a couple of times. But now that I slept on it, I feel really good about this layout, and all that's left to do is to hang all of them, put the nails up. I think I should start with the middle, and then I'll work my way outwards. Look at this backdrop, you guys. I'm so happy with how this gallery wall came out. Every single piece brings me back to a memory or a place, and I'm so excited that this is literally gonna be the first thing that you see when you walk into our apartment. I feel like this is the biggest gallery wall that I've done, so I'm very proud of how it came out, and now it's time to style the rest of the entryway. So to do that, we are gonna hang up one last item. It's gonna look so good. Guys, I'm not even joking when I say that I've left the apartment multiple times just so that I could walk in and experience this gallery wall. I've taken out the trash, I went to go get the mail, and every time I opened the door, this was greeting me, and it was just so inviting and warm to be able to walk into all of my artwork and all of these memories. It is the complete opposite of what it felt like in here before, when there were scuffs on the wall and it was just a blank hallway and it was just a pass-through area, but now it really does feel like a moment, which just goes to show that you don't have to do a lot to make a small space make a big impact. So I hope this gave you guys some good ideas. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already. There are tons of DIYs and of course more makeovers to come, so stay tuned. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!